The ongoing saga between CoffeeZilla and Logan Paul, who has been accused of trying to take advantage of his audience by pushing a crypto product that might be nothing more than a money-making scheme, is still ongoing. Originally, when the three-part series by CoffeeZilla dropped, Logan Paul responded to all of the allegations in probably the worst possible way. He gave probably the most typical response that everyone gives when they get called out by CoffeeZilla. He proceeded to say that he used to respect Zilla's work and that he is generally a good investigator, but this time around he got it wrong. Logan Paul originally, when he responded, proceeded to give some of the worst possible defenses that you can think of. He called out CoffeeZilla's credibility for failing to further investigate whether or not the main developer who ran away with the code did in fact have 50 employees working for him. He calls Zilla a bad investigator for not doing research on this part while failing to hold himself accountable for also not looking into it before making the hire, which resulted in so many people losing money. He proceeded to shift all of the blame onto his team, who he called scammers, while once again taking absolutely no accountability for the fact that he was the one who was hiring all of these people to begin with. He stated that CoffeeZilla was nothing more than just a clout demon who was using his name for clicks, which is usually the response of a person who themselves are guilty of doing those things. You call everyone else out for doing anything and everything for views because you yourself are willing to do anything for views. You view the world through clicks, so you accuse everyone else of doing everything for clicks. He also proceeded to call Zilla out for failing to mention that the hatching of the eggs actually works, and only putting a small correction at the bottom of his screen while ignoring that the hatching actually does not work on the blockchain as it was disabled. And then Logan himself proceeds to only rely on a small correction at the bottom of his screen, pretty much doing the same thing he accused CoffeeZilla of doing. He went after one of the people that Zilla interviewed and claimed that the person himself was involved in rug pulls while ignoring the other people that Zilla interviewed that were not involved in rug pulls. This was a very strange response and made very little sense. He also heavily focused on the fact that he never actually made any money from this project, pretty much absolving himself of any wrongdoing due to this. What he fails to go over is the fact that he conspired to make money, and this we know because of all of the leaked text messages that showed what his true intentions were. For those who might be confused, his intentions were to make as much money as he possibly could make. He pre-sold tokens, did a stealth launch, and even tried to sell to investors. On his podcast, he stated that he only ever wanted to make a good game, and we all know through the leaked text messages that it is not true. We all know he did not get into this project out of the kindness of his heart to create a fun game. If he wanted to create a fun game, he would have done so without the blockchain. Despite what many people are saying, I do think that Logan Paul has grown a lot over the last couple of years. I do not think that he is all bad, but one thing that is very clear is the fact that Logan loves money way too much. It is clear that he has a weakness, and that is money, and he is completely controlled by it. This is the only reason why a person who is already so rich would get involved in things like this. Logan makes millions every year. There is no reason for him to do these types of things, and yet he chooses to do them. The old saying is always true. It is not enough to make a lot of money, you need to make all of the money. With all of that, however, we have now received yet another update to this whole story, and that is the fact that Logan will no longer be taking legal action against CoffeeZilla. In his original response, he heavily focused on this point, stating that he was going to sue CoffeeZilla, but that now no longer seems to be the case based on Zilla himself. He took to social media to say, "Logan called me." He said he's deleting the 2 responses and dropping the lawsuit threats. I believe he's making a 3rd response, which I'll be delaying my video to include. Hopefully this time he takes accountability and refund the victims of Crypto Zoo. That's what matters. On top of that, CoffeeZilla also tweeted out an official response from Logan Paul that reads, "Hey all, just wanted to update you. I deleted the initial response to Coffee's series. It was rash and misaligned with the true issue at hand, so I called him today and apologized. The war is not with Coffee. In fact, I'm grateful he brought this to light. I will be taking accountability, apologizing, and coming forward with a plan in the near future. Thank you all for believing in this project and sticking with me. I know it's been bumpy, but your support is everything to me, and I will make this right." So that is where we are at right now in this ever-evolving story. There will most likely still be a lot of moving parts going forward. Right now, we still have not heard from CoffeeZilla officially regarding all of the things that Logan Paul has said about him, but considering that Paul has now stated that he will apologize and take accountability, I am sure CoffeeZilla will probably alter his response as well. In all honesty, I was kind of off in 2 minds about the potential lawsuit. Obviously, I did not want CoffeeZilla to go through a massive lawsuit, but I also felt that this might have been the only way to actually get to the truth, as Logan Paul has been in deep denial. A lawsuit would have exposed this project for what it actually was, nothing more than a money-making scheme. It would have forced all of the text messages from Logan's team to come to light. It would have forced everyone to testify, and there is no doubt in my mind that it would have exposed this project for exactly what it is. Now with Logan Paul saying that he will take accountability, we will not see the lawsuit, which is a good thing for Paul, and I do hope that he is actually going to try and make this right.